Man, so this might be a good point to look at, the expectations coming into the season. ESPN released the top 100 players poll, and you and I probably both have some feelings on this, but the floor is yours, man. Like, would you like to start going through this for us?
Well, we'll start with the top 10.
All right.
In which I believe I agree with it for the most part. One interesting thing, or I'll just say shout out to SGA, shout out Shea. You know what I mean? He jumped 40 spots to the top 10. He's now 8. In front of LeBron at 9 and Anthony Davis at 10.
And it's his team.
And
He's
it's his team, shout out to him, man. He's been cooking, bro. And
the one that got away from the Clips.
Every year he's getting better. He's getting better.
Remorse.
Bro, just keep it up, Shea. Like, bro, we rooting for you, Shea, bro. Because honestly, like, I've been watching you cook for a couple years now, and I'm just really excited to see, how you go. Bro, but
and he's working with some young dudes that are fired up. Like Lou Dort is good on it, and then Bill Simmons shouts to the ringer, calls him Jalen fucking Awesome Williams is out there too.
Yeah. They got 2 Jalen Williams.
I love there's teams with young cores. We talked about this. OKC.
And then he got Chet now.
Oh,
and he got Giddey, bro. It's a whole lot. They got a whole lot going on over there, bro.
All right, man.
But the Lakers. Speaking of the Lakers, not speaking of the Lakers, but it's going up to the previous point because LeBron is 9, AD is 10. The Lakers are the only team
with 2 people
in the top 10 as it stands right now. I have no problem with that.
No, and LeBron, like from a respect standpoint alone, better be in the top 10 while he's active. He's LeBron James,
bro. It's like the thing about it is that when LeBron put on the Jets, it's not really when he turns it on. Because we have to understand, LeBron definitely keeps it off, keeps the switch off at certain points because he has to conserve himself.
Look what he's done to his body just to be able to do what he does in a burst.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, LeBron, your contribution to the game changed it.
Yeah,
sure did. Can say his name. Can say his number too. Both of them, 23 and 6.
Yeah, definitely changed it, bro.
Okay, so aside from the Lakers, or do you
Well, the only thing the biggest thing I disagree with, and it's not, it's not a big deal, but Jokic is definitely not number 2.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
Come on, he's a world champion, bro. He just won.
MVP world champion.
Like
just
the most
won.
Recent. How do you do that? I just feel like that's like blatantly disrespectful. Like, I don't know if it's because, he went and started horse racing as soon as he, got the chip. But like, bro, come on. Like,
it also could be
obvious, bro.
So this is a good time perhaps to delve into this conversation, or would you like to wait till a little bit later to talk about this energy Giannis is moving with?
I mean, no, go ahead. Bro.
No. Like we can discuss that now or at a time of your choosing at a later point.
I mean, bro, we already talked about Giannis, so let's go ahead.
Man, he's different.
Yeah.
Dame got him charged up.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Nikola Jokic getting snubbed here.
Yeah.
At number 1, like, what the fuck? What does he have to do? What does he have to do? Darn it! Like he's not even complaining.
Yeah.
And Embiid out here like, I don't know what I have to do. It's like Jokic just did. I'm the best at both. I'm the best individual and a world champion.
Right.
And then he coming into the season, he's number 2 defending the title. What?
Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah, the ESPN that list is a little interesting the way they compiled it. I just say probably politics involved. There's definitely politics involved when you start going down a list though with certain things.
Okay, so let's cook Mac.
Well,
call it how you feel it.
This one right here, I mean, this is cool. Especially seeing how this guy's playing already. But they got Wemby at 47. I mean, he hasn't played an official NBA game yet, but I feel like it's cool because he's been cooking in the preseason. And honestly, it looks very scary.
Yeah.
And the preseason has been amazing so far. And it's not like, people have been putting their guys out there.
Playing hard,
been
too.
Playing.
The Celtics and the Bucks were playing NBA basketball when I watched.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how hard they were going. Who was on the floor? I'm so excited for this season, bro. But Wemby, that's
number 47. I think that's a cool.
Okay,
that's a cool slot right in front of LaMelo, DeAndre Ayton, and Jared Allen. I think that's a cool slot.
Jared Allen's number 50.
Yeah.
Shouts to you, Jared Allen. Hell yeah, former net.
Yeah. Shout out.
Julius Randle took a jump.
Yeah, from 71 to 45.
Quite a leap.
That is quite a leap. And I'm cool with that. I'm
Okay.
cool with that. Because he's not in a crazy atmosphere. You know what I mean? I feel like he's deserving of 45, no matter what's said. Because there's a lot of people that fold when they come to playoff time. He's not the only one. You know
Nope,
what I mean?
couple people that we're going to talk about very shortly fold come playoff time. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, no. So I'm cool with that. Yo,
Okay.
shout out Randall.
Yeah, and again, like we're talking playoff Randall and regular season Randall.
Yeah, two different
regular season
people.
Randall is a fucking fantastic big for the New York Knicks.
Bro,
With whom I have no
regular
issue.
season Randall is a beast.
Yeah,
He's a
Speaking of
problem.
people that escaped LA and had a great future, like Julius Randle, I don't have a. I like you. I want you to succeed. Again, rooting for New York basketball.
100%.
We got a nemesis in Philadelphia with a process going on, and somebody took a dip in the
a
process.
big dip.
A big one.
A big dip from 11 to 43.
I put my hand in front of the
Yeah, now my guy, he took a dive. That's a nosedive. And honestly, it's a lot to do with
And just
how
to clarify, this is Mr. James Harden going from
yeah.
11th to 43rd.
Oh yes, right.
Overall, he took a nosedive.
A nosedive.
Was it deserved in your opinion?
The
substantial.
crazy thing about it is that there's not. I can't think about 42 people. You know what I mean? That I'm a full 42 people that I'm taking above Harden.
Yeah.
I just think that that's kind of. I think it's politics involved in that. It has to do with how he's trying to push his way out of Philadelphia too.
He felt
And then
very
also,
low in my draft, but that was mainly due to injury concerns, which should not affect the power rankings of individual players,
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't agree with him going to 43.
Okay.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the assist leader last season, if I'm not mistaken, in the
Oh,
league.
he was
in the league.
Yeah.
The assist leader in the league
Yeah.
is the 43rd best player in. I don't. Does
that
not
was
compute.
a punishment. That's a punishment.
Man, and then so somebody we love dropped as well. Not as substantial. It's still above James Harden.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of crazy. DeMar went from 28th to 39th, one spot behind Zach LaVine. They both dropped. How do you feel about DeMar dropping?
Honestly, I see why. So they basically did it because of where they landed, last season. So that's just one of those things. Honestly, I have no problem with it because they took a little bit of a hit. Well, they're taking a hit because Lonzo's not there. You know what I mean? So that's kind of affected. Because neither of them would have dropped if Lonzo was still there. You know what I mean? Honestly, they probably would have raised.
Yeah.
So they got some things to work out. It's nothing to be too concerned about. As long as they come out and hoop. You know what I mean? As we know they'll do. I'm not too worried about this, bro. Because this is easily reversible. They have a good year. They're going right back up. So it's no problem.
So Ja, speaking of people that need to work their shit out, Ja dropped from 9th to 35th.
Yeah, that's another crazy one, bro.
Do you feel like that was a punishment? Because I feel like
that's 100% a punishment, bro. That's the same. I view that one the same way as Harden's, bro.
Enough said.
There's not 34 people better than Ja in the NBA.
Yeah. Well,
That's
somebody that apparently from the power rankings is better than Ja and also James Harden. Our boy Brooklyn fucking Bridges, Mikhail jumping from 49th to 33rd. We see you, Brooklyn Bridges.
Shout out Brooklyn Bridges. My boy is up there. My boy is on the list for real. Hey. Listen, all love to my man, yo. Shout out Brooklyn Bridges, man. We rooting for you, bro. Just keep doing what you gotta do.
Another New Yorker piggybacked him.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, 67th to 32nd, strong.
Yeah, very strong. Yo, shout out Burnin' Brunson.
Yeah,
Brunson Burner, bro.
Yeah,
listen, I'm so excited for what you gonna cook up.
Yeah.
Just
Just
keep working, my guy.
I also can't wait to see De'Aaron Fox light the beam. At number 23, he jumped from 54 to 23. I had him in fantasy last year. I agree.
I know he cooked for you last year.
Yeah.
I know he cooked for you last year.
And on a couple nights, Keegan Murray.
Oh yeah.
Love that. Love Sabonis right there with you, jumping from 46. So 23 and 22 are both lighting the beam in Sacramento.
Lighting the beam. They're both Kings.
I'm going to be watching Mad League Pass late at night.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for some Kings basketball. It's going to be me and Ryan Russillo up watching that shit. And you're going to be at the crib.
Yeah, bro.
Speaking of former Kings, Tyrese Halliburton now with the Pacers with a wonderful center situation there, by the way. Shouts to you, Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Halliburton jumped from 59 to 21. He is young. You love that.
I love that.
Above Sabonis, above De'Aaron Fox, above Ja. You love that.
Well, see, no, we already
Yeah, so
discussed
that's
the Ja
the
thing.
list,
The Ja
yeah, the
thing
list
is a
construction.
situation,
Yeah.
bro. Because I don't know, even realistically, I don't know if I'm taking. Probably if I'm starting a franchise, I'm taking Halliburton over Harden. But still, even that's 43. Yeah, we're Harden at 43, Halliburton at
So
21.
Tyrese Halliburton, shouts to you, ESPN, the worldwide leader, thinks you're in the top 50 players in the NBA. Well done, sir. Also,
He's been cooking. I mean, I agree with it, but it's like certain. Yeah, it's agreeable though.
So agreeable. How is Jamal Murray hopping from 50 to 17? That's a leap, but also
That's
world
super
champion.
Agreeable.
World
Super
champion.
Agreeable. Great way to bounce back after injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Way to show the dedication, the heart, the goal. You know what I mean? Shout out Jamal Murray. Very, very, very deserving of that 17.
Last but not least, man, our dude, Ant-Man, the one whose team it is.
Oh, yeah. The
one whose team it is in Minnesota. Ant-Man went from 25 to 13th.
Very deserving. I just can't wait to see what happens next year, bro. He's amazing.
I love Ant-Man. I love his attitude. I love everything about his game. I love that he's with Mike Conley. I love that I get to watch that from a fantasy perspective. He does have that dog. He does. He has the heart to win. He has it. He has like that fucking William Wallace shit.
He's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it, man.
By any means.
So this was not the only survey in Power Rankings. The annual GM survey came out as well. So give us a brief overview just of your highlights, your main takeaways, things you may or may not agree with, and just I'm curious to hear what you think of it.
Well, Jokic, he got the number one place for who you would start your franchise around.
Well deserved.
Yeah, very well deserved.
Well
you know
deserved.
what I mean? 33%. You know what I mean?
Should
so that's
be
one
undisputed.
in every three. You know, had one in every three teams. Just that easy. You know, and I just find that ironic. You know that he's 33%. He's number one here, but then in the ESPN joint, he's number two. How does that make sense? I understand different people vote whatever. I don't care. But
That's why the worldwide
crazy.
leader in running franchises.
But it's the yoke, man. It's the yoke.
Okay.
But shout out also Wemby. You know, he got second place.
Fucking Pop must feel like Gandalf right now.
Bro.
Of just like, I have this raw source to give a magic fucking ring to.
Bro. It's gonna be amazing. Shout out Wemby for being the first to be named going into the rookie season.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
ever?
And that,
Ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Honestly, I was watching ESPN today, and like they just so like easily called him the best NBA prospect ever, and it just kind of like shook me for a second.
And I was telling you that, Ben, but then when you see the highlights, when you see it in a moment, when you see it in a snapshot, you're like, what in the fuck is this?
Right. But it's just like it's just hard to. It's just
that many
weird
people
to hear because like before that it was like LeBron. You know, it was like LeBron was but they just so easily said it. Just like.
Do you know what is so great for him is we have the track record of Pop developing champions. We have the track record of Pop developing leaders and champions at that position, and from a social life perspective, he's in San Antonio, Texas. You know what I mean? With the people that he's got around him, it's not going to get that ridiculous. And I think Pop is probably sitting with him in a room the way he did with Tim Duncan, being like, all the fuck I want you to worry about is basketball. I wonder if any of that is based off the fact of now we're seeing it through that lens of Wemby for at least 2 to 3 years is going to be maybe the last great Greg Popovich product. What a legacy, what a cornerstone on your legacy, Greg Popovich.
Write the book.
Holy shit. Speaking of legacy, somebody who is talking and moving like his legacy is on the line. Giannis, 13%, they said. What was it last year?
55.
Wow.
And I mean, honestly, I would say, I mean, the biggest has to be because Wemby. But still, just the huge gap between Jokic and Giannis is definitely notable. Definitely notable.
Here's the thing to me about Giannis and a drop like that and the conversation. I dispute Jokic numbers nothing, right, in the GM survey. With Giannis, from a Jokic perspective, right, it's like he done proved it. MVP, world champion. Giannis also MVP, world champion, done proved it already. Right. So how the two of them are not neck and neck everywhere. Like right now, 1 and 2 seeding the defending champion, I feel like is the only way to call it fairly. When it's a coin flip, it's like, who's defending champion? Who's defending MVP? Right now, both of those are Jokic. Jokic's the best.
Right.
Giannis is only not the best because Jokic exists.
True.
So how are they not weighed the same or just slightly like a hair off to the heir to the throne. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I guess Wemby's upside is just that high. I guess is his potential. You know what I mean? If you were to start a franchise today, who would you take?
And my coach is Greg Popovich.
You know, you can have him. You can have no, realistically. If you could choose your whole staff, you could choose your whole staff.
I could choose my entire staff.
You could choose your entire staff. Who are you picking to start your franchise with?
Victor Wembanyama.
Right.
Or DeMar DeRozan. From a culture perspective, DeMar, player GM. We would have the best. They would have so many tranquil places to go chill and get away from the media and shit.
100%.
DeMar, you would be an amazing GM. DeMar, I'm going to interview you one day, and I just want to thank you for being fucking amazing.
Facts.
Somebody I want to thank Ant Edwards for showing the world that your upside is potentially going to bloom this year. You're going to become what you've been showing us.
Yeah.
At a Michael Jordan percentage of 23%, the most likely to have a breakout season is Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I agree. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
100%.
Wholeheartedly, man. Shout out to the GMs for noticing Ant-Man because he been working.
So that's undisputed, I feel like.
Yes.
It's undisputed. It should be his team.
Yeah.
Also undisputed, the acquisition that's going to cause the biggest impact, Splash. What time is it?
Oh, yeah, it's Dame time, baby.
It's Dame time in Milk. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is from a musical release and aggregate point perspective. This is going to be unreal to watch.
Yeah.
This is going to be unreal to behold.
I can't wait. I can't
wait to watch the Milwaukee Bucks play basketball.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. When it's the Raptors, I'm going to bleed with you guys. I also bleed for Tennessee, being where I'm from, and that Marcus Smart was rated 17% of GMs the most underrated acquisition. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Yo, you don't understand. People don't understand the impact that Marcus Smart leaving the Celtics had until they got Jrue Holiday. Now I'm like, okay, now that kind of fills the void very, very nicely. Right. But until they got Jrue Holiday, I was like, there was a huge void missing from the Celtics that nobody was talking about, that Kristaps did not fill. But the Celtics did a great job getting Jrue. Yeah. But definitely.
It's extremely.
Bro, he's going to be amazing for Memphis, bro. He has that dog in him, bro. He changed the Celtics from one press conference. He holds people accountable, bro. You're gonna have him in there. You're gonna have Derrick Rose, bro. Memphis, oh man.
And here's the thing, man, is like Memphis had some attitude and they had a swagger that initially I liked, and then it went some places that maybe it shouldn't have. That's not my position to judge. But Memphis, like I felt like there was a lot of puppy and the dog that they had. They had that mentality, but they had a lot of growing up to do. I feel like now, minus Dylan Brooks, right? Dylan Brooks is out of Memphis, right?
Yes. He's on the
Marcus
Rockets.
Smart being there. D-Rose coming back to where he went to college. And those two dudes being the ones who are sitting there with Ja at practice awaiting the suspension, trying to figure out how they're going to make it work when he comes back. I really think that it's going to be exciting if it goes right.
I think it's going to be
exciting.
A great. They're going to be great.
And Marcus Smart, you're a fucking Energizer bunny. You try so hard, like for Celtics basketball. Like I know you scared the shit out of a lot of season ticket holders anytime you shot the ball in a crucial moment. But shouts to you for landing well. Best international player, Yoke. By a landslide, 80%.
80%. So I don't understand what ESPN.
Why don't we just call it best player in the world? Why don't we
Right.
just call that not best international player in the NBA? Why don't we just call that best player in the world?
Because he is.
Nikola
He
Jokic.
is.
So
Put respect on Yoke name. It don't matter if he don't like basketball. Baby, he's still nice. He's still number one. It don't care if he rather be racing horses in Serbia. He's still number one. Put respect on his name.
We watched it. So that was one. And shouts to Nikola Jokic and shouts to anybody who loves the game of basketball, because there was one point my wife was sleeping, either that or she was out of town visiting family. And you were like, yo, I'm going to go watch the game. You hit me up. What's good? Let's go watch it. And I was like, who's playing? You were like, Nuggets. And we were watching Knicks. And that was draining emotionally. So I was like, man, I don't really want to. And you hit me up and you were like, you're talking like we don't need to see what this man is doing right now. Talking about Jokic. And I was like, Mac, you're right. Yeah, I was fucked up for that. He's playing right now and I can walk 2 blocks to a very cozy spot that we enjoy with 2-for-1 sangries for you,
sangria.
bubbles for me, sprinkling water, and we watch one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen is Nikola Jokic
Yeah.
running the show in Denver. It's
Yeah.
unfucking real.
I love watching him play.
Yeah. Eastern Conference.
He gives no fuck.
Big old power shift to the 50% of GMs say the best perimeter defender in the league. Shouts Drew Holiday.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
I'll second that, bro. Nobody wants Drew on their case, bro. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, man.
That one is plain and simple, bro. That's a 50%. That's plain and simple, bro.
So here's one that's not plain and simple. It's convoluted and twisted, and it's been going on for a long fucking time. I have the best part of it, in my opinion, the most functional part of it, Markelle Fultz in my fantasy lineup. Joel Embiid, you're awesome, but you get hurt because you're a big dude and you play hard. The Sixers were called by GMs. 30% of them said the hardest to predict the success of their season. I feel like that's pretty strong because it seems like the assumption is always that Philly's supposed to be good. I feel like it's been that way ever since Embiid got there.
Yeah, since they was trusting the process.
So yeah, I feel that way. Do you feel that's accurate, or is there another team that you feel like is harder to figure out than Philly? Like is Golden State in contention for that, or do you think Philly?
No. Golden State, bro, is actually gonna look like they're gonna work out pretty nicely.
Somebody on Instagram hit us on about Golden State and was talking about, hey, this is how I see the lineup functioning from a small ball perspective. Mm-hmm. And me and Mac had to think about it. It's like, wait, if that does work and everybody's on the same page and Draymond can not get suspended or get texted shit, like that's actually pretty scary.